The Avs second line is good for one game, and it's a blowout in their favor. Avs win over the Dallas Stars 6-3. This game was close at one point. The Avs even trailed for a little while, but ultimately the Avs took over this game, dominated it, and did so through the guys that they have desperately needed to break out for a while. I guess that's not entirely true. The second line did see a little bit of a switch up. It was Casey Mittelstadt with Artturi Lehkonen and Jonathan Drouin tonight, but that switch up seemed to fix everything. Except the penalty kill? The Avs do take a penalty, which in my opinion was made up, but they end up on the PK, and Dallas scores just 3.5 minutes in. Dallas working on the power play in the offensive zone here down deep. They're able to win the battle, get clean control, and get set up, and then send it down back to the corner. Duchesne's just going to walk in along the goal line. You're going to see Wedgwood commit to the post, drop down, and leave a little bit of room up high. He probably cheats a little bit off of the post too, but he just doesn't react to the shot to lift the shoulder, and it goes in over him. It's a nice shot. Oh, wow, Matt Duchene scored against his old team that he doesn't like. How original. Very cool, very cool. Yes, yes, yes. We've read the script 100 times. Moving on. The Avs smoke Dallas in the first period, outshooting them 14-7 and dominating puck possession, especially at 5-on-5. This has started to become a more consistent thing for the Avs over the last handful 5 to 10 games where they play quality first periods. They still at times don't have the lead to show for it, but good first periods are a whole lot better than starting slow. That possession eventually does get rewarded, and the guy everyone wants on the Avs to step it up gets the goal. Avs with a full ice length breakout here. It's going to quickly get up to Mittelstadt. Mittelstadt is going to pull up in the neutral zone, and just a nice little slip pass there to Drouin, which allows Drouin to get the zone with speed. Drouin cuts to the middle here. It's not going to work, but he still gets to the dangerous area and is able to battle through and ultimately get to a puck behind the net and help the Avs win a battle. Lehkonen's able to pick it up, and the Avs keep the pressure towards the middle. Mittelstadt now cutting through the middle, and with a bit of a sloppy defensive effort from Dallas, Lehkonen has time and space to throw this puck through to the middle. He finds Casey. There are mistakes made here. Casey doesn't catch this puck clean. He actually double clutches it and has to reset. But you also see Casey DeSmith make a mistake as he tries to stay with Casey and push back against his body momentum. His skate slips out, and all of a sudden, Mittelstadt has an empty net to throw it into. We talk a lot about hockey is not a complicated game, and with that goal, and you'll see on a number of the goals scored tonight by the Avs, they did the most basic principle of hockey in the offensive zone. They went to the middle of the ice, and they got rewarded. Yeah, Casey DeSmith didn't really play very well tonight, but that's fine. It happens to everybody. The Avs, for the first time in what feels like a good long while, were able to take advantage of a goalie maybe not playing to his best instead of making his life easier. It would be 1-1 after the first period, but Colorado would play one of the most complete games they've played of the season, in my opinion. After failing to score on a power play in the first period, the Avs failed to score on their first power play opportunity of the second period. It looked better, but again, we're long beyond the point of looking better. The Avs have to start scoring on their power play, and it finally happens. There is really nothing to see on this highlight for the Avs. It's their typical setup. The only difference is the puck eventually goes in. What I will say is Lehkonen, no bones about it. Right at the top of the crease, right in the goalie's vision. He just sits himself there for the entire penalty kill, unimpeded. I just want to show that it's not just the Avs penalty kill that does this. There are a lot of teams that give this up on the PK. But with him fully screening to Smith, Makar's going to fire a shot through. He finds a shooting lane from the middle of the ice. Might hit this Dallas defender in front and get a fortunate bounce, but either way, he gets it on net and it goes in. Obviously, a lot of the hard work is coming from the screen in front there, but even if it is up high at the point, that's generally the middle of the ice, and the Avs shot the puck. The puck goes in. That gave the Avs the lead, and then it was takeover time for the Avs' second line. While Mittelstadt was also a quality piece of that second line, it was really Jonathan Drouin and Artturi Lehkonen just straight up dominating this game. Both of them would trade assisting on each other's goals to give the Avs a 4-1 lead by the end of the second. The Avs play great blue line defense here and stop Dallas from even getting the puck into the zone. Now notice Artturi Lehkonen jumping on the ice right here, a little sneaky guy, as the Avs are battling for the puck there in the neutral zone. Lehkonen recognizes the Avs are about to win possession here and cuts across the ice, does not come back to help. Instead, he's playing aggressive. So when the Avs find control in the neutral zone here, Drouin heads up play, recognizes Lehkonen is cherry picking a bit, and hits him with a beautiful pass cross ice to the other blue line. From there, Lehkonen is in clean. Now, Lecky does end up shooting this puck off of the defending Stars' stick a little bit, but when you're lucky, and that puck goes right into the net. Another breakout play for the Avs up off of the wall. This one actually doesn't go well, but they're able to stop Dallas from getting any clean possession of it, so they get a full reset. And this time it's Manson to break the puck out off the other wall, and this one finds Lehkonen pretty undefended in the neutral zone with a screaming Jonathan Drouin down the other wing. So it's a reversal of roles with Lecky hitting Drouin this time. This is a far less dangerous opportunity. The Stars' defense is back, but they give just slightly too much gap, so Drouin says, screw it, I'm going to the middle of the ice, and I'm going to shoot the puck, and it's a beautiful shot top corner that beats DeSmith clean. Obviously, an Avs second line isn't going to produce to this level every single night. That's ridiculous, but this did feel like the big blow-it-up party for the Avs second line of, we're done with these long stretches of no points. We're going to fire off a ton of points, and then hopefully they can take this momentum and score consistently throughout at least the rest of the season up to the Four Nations, if not the rest of the season entirely. Just felt like they had finally had enough and the dam broke. I say that and they'll show up tomorrow and score 0 points, but it did feel good to see them break out of that slump. Dallas did seemingly strike back after these 2 goals, but they were offside for the goal that they scored, so haha, sucks to suck. The confidence was apparent for that line in the third period, as you would see some pretty plays set up another goal for the Avs. Yet another full ice breakout. Josh Manson's going to do it with his legs to start things off this time and then hand it off once he gets up the ice a little bit to Mittelstadt. Mittelstadt able to get into the zone, and he recognizes the Stars have overloaded his side of the ice. Almost the same play as the last 2. Lehkonen screaming down the opposite side, beats Jamie Benn up the ice, and Mittelstadt hits him beautifully with a clean little pass into the seam, and Lecky finishes 5-hole. If I told you Artturi Lehkonen had the second most goals of anyone on the Avs, would you believe me? I assume you probably would with how much I've told you that Nathan MacKinnon needs to shoot the puck more, but it is still impressive that Lehkonen is throwing his name up at that level. 18 goals through 47 games on the season. It's not quite a 40-goal pace, but you have to remember Lehkonen missed some time with injury to start the year, so he's genuinely on a 40-goal pace if he were able to play a full 82-game season. And while I don't expect him to keep that pace up, he's almost a shoo-in to get a career high in goals and continues to be what we're calling the fixer, I suppose. With the Avs lineup in constant flux this year, Lecky has been the guy that they can move around and make a line just work a little bit better no matter what. Dallas would add on 2 pretty meaningless goals after that one from Lehkonen in the third period, which you're watching now. I'm not going to put too much stock into these. One of these is a kind of mess of a play at 5-on-5, and the other is the exact same power play goal that the Avs gave up earlier, which is weird. You would like Wedgwood to clean up sealing that post a little bit, but not something I'm overly worried about. That's an easy one to look at the film, get fixed. And Blackwood has not been giving up that goal this year, so you're not too worried about your starter in that regard. And just in case if a 2-goal lead was making you a little bit antsy, Cale Makar, who had seemingly gotten injured earlier in this game, blocked 2 shots earlier in a shift where it looked like his leg might have had some issues. I say his leg, it was his foot. There was concern about it potentially being broken, but he returned to the game and he puts the cap on it. It's Taves this time starting the breakout, but he immediately feeds to Makar, and Makar is going to walk it up to the blue line before sending it up the ice, and the Stars just soft at their own blue line tonight, if I'm honest. Lehkonen creates a great chance for Mittelstadt, that Mittelstadt slides across to Drouin. This maybe should have been a goal here for Jonathan, but a great save by DeSmith on the initial one prevents it. Thankfully, Makar is screaming in for the rebound, and the Stars are all caught a bit flat-footed, so that seals the game. So not only a ridiculous night for your second line, which combines for a total of 10 points on the night, but you also reached 2 milestones. Cale Makar scored his 100th career goal in this game, and so did Jonathan Drouin. Just feels like a lot of steps for the Avs to finally break out of this little iffy up and down stretch they've had, and that this can catapult them back into a successful stretch of hockey. Now, of course, they have to go out and play the right way to get that done, but you have to give this team some credit. Every time they disappoint you, they seem to have an answer back. Now, you would like them to disappoint you less, but they've never just spiraled out of control this season. Especially since they've gotten healthy and added goaltenders, they really haven't lost 2 games in a row. That's pretty darn good. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. I am Rudo, and second lines are good.